Alright, my name is Mike Peach. Me and my brother-in-law Cully Kamasugi designed this new leash plug called the OGD wedge, and I want to show you how to install it today. Basically the wedge has two lips, a lip that comes out the tail and a lip that comes out the top. And these lips, basically the tail lip is supposed to be sanded all the way off after you installed it, and the deck lip is supposed to be sanded down to the appropriate height depending on if you want to embed this into a board, or embed it all the way into the board and glass over, or if you want to embed it into like a thinner tail and have it stick up. So in this case I got a new Eric Arakawa 7.6 here, and I'm going to route this into the tail and kind of show you guys how best to install it. First off, you could use a jig like this, and we've built a couple different jigs, especially for a glasser that'll sit on the tail, and basically you'd use a router and it'd follow the course of the jig. But in this case most guys don't have a jig, so basically we're going to do it by hand. I've measured out the plug, basically put the plug in its slot here. I have the lip hanging over the edge, and then I've taped off my area here to define what I'm going to router out and what I'm not. I basically have my router here with a 1/4 inch bit, and I set my depth basically to the same depth of the plug here. So basically a small router, 1/4 inch bit, and set the depth to the plug. And luckily this board, the tail's thick enough that that I'm not going to go through it. And I'm going to take the plug, make sure it fits appropriately in the hole. In this case, I did a decent job, and with the jig it's a little cleaner. With the jig you don't have a little bit of imperfections, but in this case it fits pretty well into the board. The lip hangs off the tail, and overall it's now prepared to be set in the board. So I'm going to take basically a little bit of sandpaper and just rough the edges a little bit to make sure that I have an adhesion of resin to the basically the resin's going to now hopefully stick to the plug. So just kind of rough up all the edges that are going to be sticking in the board, rough up the bottom a little bit, and put in some scratches into the plug. Next I'm going to take the tape and basically just tape this back edge a little bit to create like a little area that's going to hold my resin, so my resin doesn't leak out of the plug. I want my resin to get all the way around the plug, and that having this little lip should help should help just hold my resin in there when I embed the plug in there. So I'm going to use some of this UV cure resin. It goes off in about 3 minutes. Fiberglass Hawaii sells this resin, and they also sell these plugs, along with these guys. Poi Dog Distribution also sells these plugs. So basically I'll put a little resin into my cup. Make sure the hole's clean a little bit. Kind of brush it out. This resin doesn't need any catalyst, and so basically I'll use my little brush here and basically get all the edges in here, get it really wet so that the adhesion is basically the plug adheres to the foam and to the glass on the sides. I almost like want to fill this thing up a little bit, and then I'll put the plug in. I'll take the plug lightly.
Cloth, fiber cloth.
Oh no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna put the cloth in over it after. Okay. Basically, get the plug in its spot here. Got some resin dripping, but for the most part, make sure it's sitting down all the way, and it's not quite flush to the board, but it's just above flush because I didn't want to go through my tail. Just add a little bit of resin on the sides here, maybe work out the air bubbles a little bit, and now I'm ready to bring it into the sun. Yep, it's pretty much ready to go. I'll let it go off now. Just kind of get the whole thing, and then I'm going to glass over it after, but that's the start right there. And I'm just going to put this in the sun to cure. Should go off pretty quickly as long as the sun comes out here. We'll cut there.